tree. See, you're supposed to let them open all the way before you pick them. I'm gonna have a nice time, but I'll come back and show you how I cook the ackee and saltfish. All right, guys, here's our saltfish. If you're not familiar with saltfish, this is what it looks like. It is full of salt. I did purchase the one that does not have the skin on it. I will rinse it off under cold water, removing all of the salt on the fish. In a pot of water, I'm going to boil it until it's soft, and also removing the majority of our salt. And here's our ackee. Those who are not familiar with it, this is what it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and remove the seed here and then clean the inside. Okay, I'm going to remove all of this from the inside. I'm going to clean it, then I'll come back and show you how I cook my ackee and saltfish. All right, guys, our ackee is nice and clean. Our saltfish has been cooking for about 5 minutes now. What I'm going to go ahead and do is remove this water, add a little bit more water, and let it continue to cook so we can remove the majority of the salt. And what I like to do is just take a spoon of this salt water and add it to my ackee, and then add water, and we're gonna cook this ackee until it's nice and soft. I'm gonna taste it to make sure it has enough salt. Let's just add just a little bit more. Trust me, guys, this is gonna give it a nice flavor. So once this cooks and it's nice and tender, but we're not gonna let it get mushy. I do not like a mushy ackee, so we're gonna cook it until it's firm but tender. And we're gonna cook our saltfish until the majority of the salt is out, and also until it's kind of tender. Then I'll come back and show you what I do next. All right, guys, in this pot here I have my plantain and my yellow yam cooking. I'm going to turn my stove on, and to my pot I'm going to add a nice amount of oil. That should be good. And to my oil, guys, I like to add just a little bit of butter. This is an unsalted butter. And we're going to let this get hot. I'm going to let my butter melt, and I'm going to let it get hot. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my other ingredients in. Our ackee is cooked back here. They're looking nice and fabulous. They're tender, but they're not too mushy. And also, I taste one. It is delicious. The saltfish water that I add to it brings a nice taste to it. I like to add cloves, and I'm going to add my Scotch bonnet, and I'm going to let this fry just to add a nice flavor to our oil and butter. Guys, I am not Jamaican, I am Haitian, but as a chef I've learned different cultural foods, only because you never know who your clients may be. And also, if I enjoy something, you better believe I will learn how to make it and add a little twist also, but try to stay as genuine to the culture as possible, because I know they do not add cloves, but I do. I'm going to go add in my onions. I'm using purple onions because I don't have any yellow onions. And I'm going to use some of my red bell peppers and green bell peppers. And also, I like onions, so I'm going to add a nice amount of onions. Scotch bonnet already smells so nice in here. Add all of my onions. And I also want to flavor it with some thyme. And I don't believe the Jamaicans add parsley, but I like parsley in mine. And I'm going to just let these vegetables cook just before I add my tomatoes, guys. Alright guys, this has been cooking for a little bit. Now I'm going to add my tomatoes. And also, I have a small clove of garlic I'm going to add also. And what I like to do is smash my tomatoes like this. It smells so wonderful in here, because you already know the smell of Scotch bonnet and your onions and the garlic. It is fabulous in here, guys. So I'm going to let our tomatoes soften up a little bit. Then I'm going to smash them in here, because this also is going to bring a nice color to our dish. Alright guys, I'm going to add our saltfish in here, like this. I'm going to also let that cook in there. I did remove the salt, but I did not remove all of the salt. Guys, this is how I like my saltfish. I'm going to go ahead and add some black pepper. I'm going to go ahead and let this cook for a few minutes. Alright guys, this has been cooking for a few minutes. And if you feel like your saltfish is a little too big, I mean, I like nice chunks of saltfish, but you can easily take the tip of your knife, the tip of your spoon, and just break them into smaller pieces. But I like to actually see the saltfish. I don't like when it's crumbled too much. So now I'm going to give it a quick taste. Guys, I can eat this just like this. And this is why it's important not to remove all of your salt, because you still want a little bit of the salt taste, and it's perfect in here. So this way I don't have to add any other seasoning. It has the salt of the saltfish in here, so it's delicious. So at this point, remember, we did cook our ackee with some of the salt, so everything is nice and balanced. So I'm going to add our ackee in. And we're going to simply, we're going to just fold the ackee in, guys. I'm not going to stir it, because I do not want my ackee to break. Okay. Guys, that looks delicious. It smells delicious. There's nothing better than the fresh ackee off your tree. Delicious, guys. So I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to let this cook for a few more minutes. But now what I will do, because I like a little spice to mine, I'm going to take our pepper, I'm going to slice it and take some piece off of it. I want it spicy, but I don't want it too spicy. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to our dish like that. I'm going to cover this. I'm going to let it cook for about 5 more minutes, and our ackee should be ready. Just wanted you to take a look. It's looking delicious, guys. It's been cooking for a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and plate it. All right, guys, here is our delicious ackee and saltfish, guys. I wish you could taste it. It is outstanding, guys. Mouth-watering. I will serve it with some green plantains and some yellow yam. Until next time, guys, please like, comment, and do not forget to subscribe.